All right, hey guys. All right, welcome to the video called How to Be Successful. So we're going to talk about this in the context of getting started, right? And approaching maybe a new fitness routine or, finding a new community to be a part of. How can you be successful for this to stop the start over every Monday, the falling off the wagon and having to start up every 3 to 6 months feeling? So how can we be successful? All right, let's jump into it. So everyone wants success, right? So typically we don't go into something going, gosh, I hope I fail and never achieve all my goals, right? Nobody says that. Nobody wants that. So very few people, though, are willing to do what success actually requires. And today I'm going to share with you what I've learned over 15 plus years of coaching women through either fitness goals or weight loss goals. Basically what I've seen, what works and why it works and how they get there. So let's start off with talking about success. So success leaves clues. Successful people, don't have magic fairy dust and, wands and they're waving it around. They don't have any more time than you. Everybody's got 24 hours, right? And they don't have any necessarily more motivation than you. They're simply just doing those boring things consistently. I got a little, let me spell check this here. Boop, there we go. They're just simply doing those boring things consistently over time. So ask yourself this. What if success isn't knowing more? What if it's about repeating what already works? Okay? Think about that as we go through here. So first off, we got to stop the looking for the perfect. And what I mean by when I say that is sometimes people are perfectionists and they don't like when they can't string together it exactly how they have it imagined in their mind. But it also can be like, oh, my program's just not quite right. Or maybe I need to try, carnivore. Or maybe I need to try vegan. Or maybe I need to try Whole30 because that's like the answer to all my problems. When in reality, it's probably just because you don't stick to anything. You're constantly changing and constantly switching things up so much that you don't know if it works or not to save your life, right? So we have to stop that like, oh, there's a perfect plan out there and I'm going to find it by God. And when I find it, then it's all going to magically click together, work, and I will be successful and have my goals. So most people start over because they missed one workout or they had a bad meal. Analogy that I share a lot of the times with my coaching clients, and I'll share it with you guys here, is you're driving along in your car, you pop a tire, oh no, I got a flat, you get out, that's you missing a workout, that's you having a bad meal, right? You popped a tire, you get out, you look at your tire and you're like, you know what? And you just like pop out that knife and you're like, let's slash all of them, right? Next thing you know, you got 4 flat tires. That's the equivalent of, hey, I had one bad meal, screw it, now the whole day I'm going to eat crumble cookie, pizza, sugar drinks, fancy lattes, and just party time, right? You slash all the tires on the car. Now, if you miss a workout, same thing. You're like, screw it, I miss Monday, that means the whole week's a wash, right? I'll just check back in next Monday. That's the slashing the car mentality. So most of the people who start over because they missed a workout, missed one bad meal, are like, have this idea that it has to be perfect or it doesn't count. So a lot of the times, the people who are successful are the ones that don't worry about whether or not the day looks quote unquote perfect. They just stack good days, days that are good. Right? They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be like if someone was following you around with a camera and everyone's like, oh my God, they eat everything perfect. And what the heck, how do you consider anything someone eats perfect, right? Because that's so individual that putting that parameter on it is ridiculous, right? So my perfect day is different than your perfect day, yada yada, right? So when we focus on taking the perfection element out of it and just focus on I got to get good days, and I just have to stack those one after another. So we also want to focus on when we're trying to successfully reach our goals, we need to focus on the big rocks. So that comes from moving your body regularly, eating mostly nutritious foods. See how I said mostly, not always? Drinking water. Yeah, water. If you're an adult and you have to be told to drink water, come on, guys. Like, seriously. You're like a house plant. You need sun, water, and you need somebody to talk nice to you, and like a window with some airflow. It's not rocket science, right? We need water. That shouldn't be something that you need to be told, like, are you drinking enough water? Come on, you guys. How old are we now that like people know this, right? But apparently not, because we have to be told and we have to be marketed to drink water out of bottles and stuff. I digress. Don't get me on a tangent here. Anyway, we need to sleep. We need to work on creating sleeping patterns and sleeping routines. We need to learn how to manage our stress. These are the big rocks that we have to climb over, and we have to figure out how we can focus and manage these within our weeks. It doesn't come from focusing on the pebbles, which would be detox teas, fat burners, fancy meal plans, all the crap that you're marketed. That's pebbles underneath your feet. You don't worry about those. You focus on the big boulders, right? That's a nice boulder. Okay, so consistency beats intensity. We are not the hares. We are not the rabbit in the story that runs super fast, takes a nap, and then gets past. We are the turtles. Turtle Club, okay? Turtle time. We're the guy with the bandana and throwing up the deuces at the finish line because we are consistent. And we will beat the intensity of the fast rabbit out the gate because we're going to stack things like 30 minutes 4 times a week. That's going to beat the person that does 2-hour workouts for 2 weeks and quits for 6 months. See what I'm saying? If you're the turtle and you just keep going, the goal isn't to go hard. The goal is to keep going, right? What can I do consistently and never stop? Relentless, right? But it's very flashy to be the hare, right? Everybody thinks that he's cool, he's fast, he's quick. But really, he gets passed and beat because it's hard to maintain. It's hard to keep that high intensity and high for long periods of time. So we have to also work on our promises that we make to ourselves. We want to stop promising ourselves these outrageous extreme plans. I'm going to work out 6 days a week. I'm going to have perfect macros that I hit every single day no matter what. I'm going to never eat 1 gram of sugar. I'm never going to eat out. And you want to start promising yourself stuff that is going to seem like that's way too simple. That's way too it's got to be harder, right? We want to promise ourselves 1 workout a day, or maybe 3 workouts a week, or maybe 1 healthy meal a day, 1 walk a day. You want to build the trust with yourself. If you've ever tried to overhaul your life, tomorrow is going to be the first day of the rest of my life, and I will wake up and I will run 6 miles, then I will do a nice, chef-inspired breakfast meal, and then I will work out on my lunch hour where I will lift the weights, and then I will go home and I will run another 6 miles and stretch for 2 hours. You're going to do that maybe 1 day if you're lucky, and then you'll be like, yeah, that's not going to happen again tomorrow. Because that's just the reality, right? It's just way too extreme. You're trying to do everything all at once, and we have to go back to that idea of stacking the tiny bricks every day and making those good bricks nice, beautiful, square, delicious bricks, right? And we build that trust with ourselves. Eventually, you can add more and more and more as your layers and your stacks get bigger, and you have the trust in yourself that, hey, I know I got this walk on lock. Nobody's messing with my 1 workout a day because I got that baby patterned in there. It's locked. Key beep, is hidden. Nobody knows where it's at. They can't get to it. They can't mess with it because I know I can trust myself with it, right? And then you can add another new thing. Work on it slowly and progressively versus the person who's like, I'm going to dominate, and they do it for a day and a half or half a day. Okay, so success is extremely boring. That's a part where we have to get real with it. Like, this stuff is not sexy, right? It's effective, though. And success is going to look like meal prepping, grocery shopping, planning out your meals and your snacks ahead of time, drinking your water, walking and moving your body, going to bed on time, going to the bed all the time, for the next year, having a bed. You have a bedtime now. Even though you're an adult, you have a bedtime. And you repeat it for months. And it's not sexy, and it's not cool, and it's not flashy, and it's not going to, sell a bunch of books on the new, ooh, she found out a new way to hack it. It's not a hack, right? This isn't hackage. It's boring. So challenge yourself. Ask yourself, what is the one thing that I can do consistently this week? Then do that consistently. Ha! Imagine that. How many times can I say consistent in this video? A lot. But we don't want to focus on making it perfect. We just want to make it consistent. Success isn't about the motivation. It's about doing the basics consistently. If you can do the basics better than anybody you know, you can walk, you can sleep, you can drink your water, you can eat good meals most of the time, you're going to be so much further ahead than the person that does it 1 day, 2 days out of the 30 days in the month. You know what I mean? And not that we're comparing ourselves. I'm just using these as, images for you. But within ourselves, if we have that person that tries to go super hard and you only can rack up 2 days versus if you're like, hey, I'm just going to walk today because that's all I got time for and that's, what today brought, but I ate really good, I drank my water, and I'm going to walk. Then tomorrow, we'll see what tomorrow that I can work into my schedule, make it consistent, and just repeat. Wash, repeat, rinse, repeat, that kind of thing. Okay, so challenge yourself that week. What is the one thing that I consistently do this week? Pick one thing and apply it, okay? All right, thanks so much for watching this guide, How to Be Successful. It's a lot more simpler than we make it. The basic message of this is dumb it down, all right? Let's break it down Barney style and get your color crayons out and make little tiny goals and achieve the one little tiny thing. Build the trust with yourself, and then you can advance later once you've got that on lock. All right? Questions, comments, or if you need coaching help, reach out at mjstrongstar@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing about your fitness and nutrition goals. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you guys soon.